How's it going, guys? Today I'm coming at you with the top 12 deck list from the latest Peak of the Beak tournament. For those of you who didn't catch it, I streamed the finals yesterday on this channel, so definitely go check that out because the finals are always hype. It's kind of just like a casual multi-day event they do every now and then. I don't usually play in them because I don't like multi-day, but I always try to cover them because it's just interesting to see what's going on in the metagame. So I haven't looked at any of these deck lists yet. You're kind of going to get my initial unfiltered reaction. So here in 12th we have Quick Draw Frog. I think this is a really cool build of frogs. It's probably not the optimal one, but it's always like fun to watch. There is some very interesting things going on. I think Avarice is sort of crazy because of like the synergy with Substitoad. So if you can find a way to play a build of frogs that runs Avarice, it can be nuts. I do think Avarice is like not good enough to just play in the standard frog builds, but this sort of build definitely can accommodate it, and it's very strong. They're on the standard Monarch lineup with the triple Kais double Ryza. They're on all the frogs, plus one Uni-main. I think Uni-main's pretty good. One thing I don't really like is discard traps plus quick draw. I hate playing those two together because your draw or your play just requires you to pitch two cards. So if you draw that plus a discard trap, it's like, what's the third card and I'm pitching? That just sounds not good. Also, I would prefer Trag over the one random one-off fader. I think Trag is just a better card in general. I think you should start playing faders after you're already playing Gore's Trag. Trag is just like a big threat that plays around oppression, and fader doesn't. And like you can take guys and just randomly win off that too. So I don't know. I think Trag's pretty goated. They're on one Econ 1 Solex. I don't know a whole lot about what the optimal version of these ratios in frogs are. I think maybe... Okay, they're not on Scapegoat, which is a little... I guess maybe you just figure out the dandies and the foolish, so that's enough. But if anything, I would maybe just go all in on like the token strat, but that's just me. I don't really understand frogs. The extra deck's pretty standard. No Fortress Dragon. They're on Double Drill. They're on some level 5s for Junk Synchron. They went with a combination of Junk Synchron and Debris, which is probably correct. I don't know if this is the optimal ratio, but it's probably correct to play some of each in here. So pretty cool list. Congratulations on getting 12th. We really got to go quick though because there's a bunch of these whenever we do top 12. So in 11th we have fairies. It's a pretty standard fairy list. They're on the legacy tech, which is a thing. They're on the Minecon Cyber Valley Raikou stuff, which I played in my fairy build. I thought it was pretty good. Triple Christia, so probably fine to play Triple Christia in here. I think Christia is the main win con, of course. They've gone with double Dialk, double Nova Summoner. I think their fairy count might be kind of low in here, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. What is it? 5, 7, 10, 12, 15? I think I did the math, and I felt like 16 was the minimum to be playing like Orange Lake Christia. So that might be something to think about. In like they're not on soul or anything. You could easily go to 3 of this, or 3 of one and 2 of the other. But yeah, they're on 41 with double legacy, which is kind of weird, but it probably doesn't matter. I mean, it is what it is. Spell lineup, trap lineup, looking pretty standard for the fairy deck. Just a solid list. I think that the fairy deck is a ton of fun too. So cool to see one sneaking into top cut here as well. So far these lists have been cool. Let's go on to the next one. Blackwing. I think Blackwing did significantly better at this event than it's done in the previous few. That being said, it is a smaller event, but it's interesting to see them back in the middle a little bit more. So this is Zool's list. It looks really standard. I'm not gonna lie. It looks very Blackwing. I don't know. I never know what to say about these kind of lists where it's just like, yeah, we all know what the optimal build basically looks like, so it's just like 3 of all the good cards, you know, whatever. That's Blackwing. Anyway, on to the next one. Hero Frog by Spice. On 1 Dark Dust on triple Ryza. Triple Ryza with Dark Dust. It's probably a little more tribute monsters than most people play. Most people play like double Ryza, 1 Dark Dust or something. On the Malicious Edge on 2 Swap Frog. I actually think 2 Swap Frog is a okay-ish sort of ratio. However, what is not okay is whatever is going on with these spell trap ratios. I just looked at it. What the hell is this? There's 2 Upstart. Are you actually like, are you memeing? What is this? 2 Upstart with 1 Avarice and a random Raigeki break plus Dust Shoot for the back All right, I'm not even going to try to figure out what the heck is going on there. They got their 1 Roto, 1 Ecall, their 1 for 1. They've got the Tragodia at least, so you know what? Automatically better than all the non-Trag frog builds in my mind, so maybe I got to retract some of my criticism here. They're on 1 alias with 0 ocean. I feel like you should play ocean to get like a water hero so you can set up those miracle fusions and have it be searchable, and also you can pitch it for swap if you really need to. I feel like you should play ocean in here, but otherwise it's like, you know, it's Frog Hero. There's some wacky choices, but we've seen Frog Hero before. It's a good deck, and Spice did a good job piloting it to 9th place. All right, Diva Hero beat. Heroes have been still everywhere in Edison format. It's feeling like the year of heroes at this rate. Lots of Diva Hero, lots of Hero beat, lots of Diva Hero beat. Here we have the hybrid build by Giorgione. He's on 1 DD Warrior Lady, which is interesting. Triple Diva, double Gilman. Oh god. All right, moving on. He's on the standard hero lineup. The Miracle Fusions, all the back row, double Legacy as well. That's interesting. I don't think Hero Beat generally plays that card, but I kind of like the Legacies in the format. There's like Blind MST is a play that really infuriates me, so Legacy is fun. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's pretty standard Diva Hero Beat list, not too different from James Ark's. Also on the 2 Ecall 1 Roto, which I guess is the optimal ratio. Like, I'm not an expert on this deck, but a lot of people who have been saying this is the optimal ratio, so I'm going to go ahead and trust that. Triple Gem Spark, double Hero Blast, standard, you know. It's Diva Hero Beat. It's a deck that's out there that's pretty good, and congratulations to Giorgione piloting it to tied for 5th place, I guess. I never know how the placements work here. Here we have Ronak, also tied for 5th place with Polyhero Frog, I think is what he calls this. And there's some wild stuff going on in this list. Good lord. First of all, Defender? Are we serious with this? Are you trolling, Ronak? What's going on? Double Woodsman. Okay, you know, who am I to question? Also on the main deck Uni, which is interesting. Also on the double Ecall 1 Roto ratio, with the Junk Synchron as the other main target. Got this Poly. I think Woodsman like adds this to your hand or something. I forget what the Woodsman does exactly. But the trap lineup, triple Wabaku and triple T-Roar, kind of similar to the Burn Frog build. But man, that is a lot of just like chainable, no attack me this turn trap cards. I guess the idea is you can like protect the Woodsman, and then the standby gets you the Poly. And then also 2 Inverse Universe, which is just, what the hell is going on, Rona? And on the side, we've got a green Kappa and a GB Hunter. All right, I approve of those techs. That's top-notch stuff. Ronak can always be counted on to bring absolutely wild lists, and he did not disappoint in this event, so congratulations to Ronak. All right, we've got Vayu Turbo. This just looks like Vayu Turbo. I don't know what to say. It's like everyone is apparently on triple Sirocco now. I guess it's better in the mirror, and it makes deck dev more live, so that's a couple reasons of maybe why. Other than that, the ratios just all look the same to me. Like Sork, they're on the Sork build with the Hamster Raikos, double Kaias, double Arma, double Greffer Rota, Charge, triple Raiko, Allure, 1 Book of Moon. Some play maybe 2 Book of Moon, I guess, but 1 Oppression. They're on the RFDD. I'm not sure how I feel about this card in Vayu Turbo. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I would have to try it out more, I guess. I think I played it in my build when I played it on the Well-Worn Path, so can't really talk too much crap on it. And then, you know, all the crazy one-offs with the brain and the dad, so Vayu Turbo, just a pretty definitive staple of Edison format, doing well here, placing 5th. And next up we've got Blackwing by G by BU. This looks almost identical to the other list. I think it is identical to the other list. The main deck is exactly the same. Alright, you know what, just refer to my comments on the previous one, which I don't think I said much about the previous one either. It's just Blackwings. Everyone's on Cyber Dragon now, in the pure build at least, not in the hybrid build, but yeah, it's just Blackwings, you know. Blackwings, congratulations, GYBU. You have placed 5th with Blackwings. Good job. Diva Hero. Okay, this is a True Hero, True Heroes build, and I can tell because of the main deck dev, and because it says his name right there. Also on main deck, Mind Crush, which is extremely based. Mind Crush is... I feel like I need to start throwing this card in main decks. It's so good. I love it so much. I played it in every side at a minimum. Maybe it's a little iffy in the main deck, but I love Mind Crush. And he's on Dushoot plus deck dev, so that can kind of help. No Phoenix Wing, though. One bottomless, no Phoenix Wing. He is on the Greffer, so that kind of helps as a substitute for Phoenix Wing, but I don't know. I typically like playing Phoenix Wing in this sort of deck. For the spells, he's also on that Tech 1 Econ that he was on last time, I think. I don't know. It's like a cool one-off sort of card. I'm not sure. I'm a huge fan of the random Econs in Edison format. I think it's a lot worse than in Tengu format, but it can like cheese random wins, which with a deck as aggressive as Diva Hero can definitely be good. And then just a bunch of Diva Hero stuff, Dark Armed, the Dark Package, the Mallies, the Caiuses, the Double Prodigy, Future Fusion, Miracle Fusion, all the Diva Hero stuff that we know and love. So congratulations to a true hero for another solid performance with Diva Hero. All right, third place we got Hero Beat. This is Letio's build. He's on that Morphing Jar Grand Mole technology that I think someone who was it like Ludo or Guari? I think it might have been Guari was on this, and the 3v3 was on the Grand Mole Morphing Jar. Only one Snowman with double Ocean and no Divas. So a little bit low on waters, kind of, potentially. Although it's probably not a problem usually. All the Diva Hero Beats builds are on, or all the Hero Beat builds are on Honest. One Skill Drain and one Phoenix Wing. That's a little bit wacky. I feel like he should just side skill. He doesn't even side the second Skill Drain. That's kind of wild. What's going on there? I don't know. People like rounding out their deck with weird ratios, so it's kind of been a common theme today, to be honest. Other than that, I mean, triple e-call. So he's on 3 instead of the 2. Maybe people do the 2 and 1 in the Diva build, but do 3 in this build since you have less good normal summon threats. I could kind of see that. Morphing Jar is... Oh man, I really don't want to have to start playing around this card in this format. I thought this was a GOAT relic, but card's kind of obnoxious and sacky, so you gotta watch out for it. And the side and the extra are all self-explanatory stuff. So congratulations for Letio. Strong third place finish with Hero Beat. Second place, we saw this final match yesterday, so we all know Hydro was on Vayu Turbo. Is there any difference between this list and the list we saw before? Yes. He's not on Sork, despite being on more hamsters. And he's on double hamster. I feel like Sork's pretty good in here. I would always just play Sork. He's on 3 Caius, though, instead of Sork. That is a lot of Caius. That is a lot of Caius. Everyone's on double Arma, double Greffer, triple Sirocco these days, it seems. Anything else to say? No Book of Moon in the main deck, instead opting for full-on double Oppression, which is a choice. Back row line, I mean a bunch of standard back row. He's got some staples. He's got some standard Vayu Turbo stuff going on in here. Interesting list. I feel like I would like play the Sork in the main usually. Like maybe not the RFDD, but definitely the Sork I think is solid. Maybe 3 Raikou isn't quite enough or something, but with double hamster charge, I feel like it is. Maybe he just wanted to go with the double Oppression as like some kind of meta call, and therefore chose not to play Sork at all, and of course not play RFDD. I could kind of see that. So anyway, it definitely did well for him because Hydro finished second, so big congratulations to him. He actually won first last time, so a first place finish followed by a second place finish is very, very impressive for Hydro Pump. And then first place, I believe, was Hybrid Blackwing by Yondaime. We saw this match again yesterday. Very intense back and forth. Went to game number 3, and Yondaime ended up pulling out the win against Hydro. Kind of flipped the words around in that sense. So he's on double Greffer with 3 of all these guys that you pitch for the Greffer. Dad, just triple Bora, full on triple all the Blackwing stuff. Double Oppression main, and then triple. I thought Hybrid played less back row than this. This seems like a lot of back row for Hybrid. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. He's not on like any of that upstart stuff that other builds are tend to play. Only 2 Greffer. I felt like most builds were playing 3 Greffer? Maybe I'm mistaken. He's on triple knock side. What matchup is it correct to side triple knock in versus? I feel like once you use one, it becomes really hard to use. Like, if you hit their Raikou, is the opponent just ever going to set anything for the rest of the game? I feel like if my Raikou got knocked, I'm just normal summoning everything for the entire game, but maybe that's just me. Triple deck dev. This is probably one of the best deck dev decks in the form. Vayu Turbo is probably a little better, actually. Triple is a lot of deck dev, too. It's like, when are you going to resolve multiple deck devs back to back? You just want to see it that badly, I guess. This is some weird side decoration. I feel like you could just go 2 and 2 on these, and it would be a lot more reasonable. There's just no way I would ever bring in the third one of either, and at least that's my thinking. Other than that, side extra pretty standard. It's Blackwing Hybrid. It's a deck we've seen a lot before, which has kind of been a common theme throughout these top 12 decks. Not a lot of crazy stuff. There was some craziness, actually. Some of the frog builds were definitely wacky, and yeah, Ronok's build especially, completely off the wall, wild. But congrats to Yandere, finished first place. Solid finish for everyone, of course, here in this top 12. So big congratulations to all the top 12 deck lists. Definitely some cool decks in there. Definitely some like not so cool decks that we've seen before. But hey, you know, Edison format. It's that's just how it can be sometimes. All right, be sure to drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, become a member, share the video, all that stuff. I will see you tomorrow.